The first three individuals tonight: Ted Nutting, Virginia Simpson, and Patricia Bailey. Go right ahead, Mr. Nutting.
Okay, members of the board, we need one more vote from you against this adoption, and we need to keep the three we have. I don't have time to research what might be the best things to say to influence your vote, so I'll just tell you what I think. Teaching is a second career for me. I did my practice teaching at Ballard in 1996. I remember teaching the third year of math. The material seemed to be about the level it was for me when I was in high school, and the students seemed to be about as knowledgeable. Then I was hired to teach again at Ballard in the fall of 1997. Once again I taught the third year of math, but this time it was the new reform math, and these students were in their third year of this new curriculum since it was being phased in. The difference from the preceding year was astounding. These kids knew almost no algebra, and the curriculum didn't call for me to teach them much. It was a disaster that continues until this day. My older son graduated from Garfield in 1995. He had a decent math education there, and he went on to get a PhD in economics at Cornell. My younger son was 3 years behind him at Garfield. He had reform math. He learned a lot less. He did not go on in a field requiring much math. My daughter followed 4 years later. She was slated to go to Garfield, but things were slipping badly there. We sent her to Holy Names instead, sending her out to public schools much like M.J. McDermott did with her two boys. Holy Names taught real math. My daughter's high school math education was by far the best of the three, and it prepared her very well to be a successful math major in college. Is there something in the nature of Catholic schools that makes them teach math better? No. These ones just use better textbooks and more direct instruction. Frankly, the Seattle schools have made unfortunate decisions for a long time. It's not hard for other schools to be a lot better than the Seattle schools in math. You're on the verge of adopting a reform math program, even though it's now clear that the committee was predetermined to favor reform math, and that some of the most qualified people who would not have picked Discovering were excluded. All three of you who spoke in favor of Discovering said that it was important to you that our high school principals unanimously support Discovering. If this is supposed to mean that the first choice of all the principals is Discovering, I know for a fact that that's false. For 7 or 8 years, I've been working to bring good math to the Seattle schools. I'm now on the verge of failure. If it's another 10 years until the next adoption, I'll be 76 years old. I'm not sure it's worth my fighting, at least here, anymore. This is the deciding moment. Vote for decent math, vote against Discovering. I see that Virginia Simpson follows me. She is on the math ed faculty at UW and has been a huge supporter of the reform math disaster we've been experiencing. Keep that in mind as you listen. Thank you.